I think it was throughout certainly being at university and having a very good relationship with one of my lecturers who knew about being care experience. He knew about my sister and the circumstances surrounding her death. He very much understood my individual motivating factors for wanting to be at university, and I think perhaps took a favouritism in this person. He took such a personal interest in making sure that I did succeed. For the first time, it was somebody actually in your corner, 100%, believing that you could do absolutely anything. It was the most enjoyable 3 years of my life, without a doubt. It was, despite being incredibly stressed, tired, harassed, and all the other stressful things, it was without a doubt the best 3 years, because I got to learn so much and putting what you were learning into practical context and knowing that you were learning things that you're like, yep, this is all going to help one day. This is all going to help me do what I want to do and understand things. And yeah, I don't think I could take that experience any better, but that is very much down to one person and then understanding the importance of it. And yeah, like I say, being that person that can say, yeah, being care experience actually is a good thing in some ways. I remember him telling me, you know how to deal, you can understand complex problems better. You can think laterally, you can be creative, you can work under pressure, and it was all those things that you kind of went, yeah, okay, that's a different spin on it. But it was the first time somebody then went, actually, it's an enhancement. I had an edge to the others in the class, and yeah, being able to then translate that through my work into better grades. It was just, yeah, as a process, that was my learning curve. When I was at college, I actually thought I was going to go into social work, until lecturer in question came to college, introduced this degree that I'd never heard of before called Health and Social Policy, explained then how many various ways that degree, I mean, some of the career avenues that people have went into that was just so diverse. Social work was on there, but it wasn't the only thing that you could do. Although I was quite convinced that, being a social worker was my way of, helping fix problems or whatever, to use my experience in some sort of positive way. I remember was getting a talk from people who worked as social workers and listening to their frustrations and realising just, yeah, that would be a really, really frustrating job with very, very little job satisfaction, because you're working within the constraints of a system that doesn't work. So throughout the first year of uni, the lecturer in particular was we were then trying to think of other things that would give me the same sense of, contributing back and, using my experience for something that can be in some way useful for somebody else. The more you look at the system, the more you take that step back and you see it as a whole system, the way everything works together, the politics, the research, the ideologies, all these things that influence the system and all the various elements that make it all up, and how that all then comes together. And it was like, I don't want to be another cog in the system, because you can't do anything once you're in it. It was, I want to be on that outside periphery and be working to change the system, to actually look at how, the fact that research feeds directly, I think that's what gives us the answers, that then feeds into policy, that then makes those changes. And he understood then that I wouldn't be part of the problem, I'd be part of a solution. And I think to understand that I would have been so miserable in that as a job, and to then understand that as an individual, my motivating factors, for me that was a light bulb moment. That was I know what I want to do now. To actually have found something that I want to do in life, that I enjoy, that I'm apparently good at, that it's a great thing when you find that thing that you want to do, that you enjoy doing, and apparently you can get paid for it as well one day. So yeah, it was hugely influential. When I was at uni, one of the fabulous things about the course is they had a lot of guest speakers from various agencies, professionals, and one speaker in particular was a local representative of GIRFIC, which I'm sure most people know is getting it right for every child. I knew I really should be in the lecture and listen and take notes like everybody else was doing, but on a personal level, I don't think my face would have been able to hide just how completely disappointed with a system, and that person was almost for me like that representative of said system, you know, to talk about all the aims and objectives of GIRFIC, knowing that it hadn't worked in obviously my sister's case. Yeah, I personally couldn't sit through the lecture and went to my lecturer, explained. I don't even think I'd got past I don't think I can manage the GIRFIC, and he knew straight away why I would struggle. Advised me there's absolutely no need for me to be there. Said the lecture notes would be online. Did say that if I wanted to come to class after the lecture had finished, then he would arrange a sit down with the guy, just a kind of off the books chat with the guy. Says if you have any questions or anything in particular that you want to speak to him, you know, outside of a classroom environment, he will be there. If you would like me to facilitate that, let me know. Declined him on his offer, as kind as it was, but I think for somebody to understand a person that well, that's a testament to the university, without a doubt. So my third ask or suggestion would be that those who are supporting people in education who are care experiences, make sure they are aiming for the biggest possible goal and the best possible version of themselves, because they will always tell themselves that they are the worst version of themselves anyway. By nature, that's what we do. We're really good at it. So you need to spend a lot more time just reminding them that they can, and keep telling them that they can, because as soon as they do, they'll do it all by themselves anyway. But you need somebody there that sees what you are capable of and doesn't just. Because I remember getting the whole assessment on, you know, careers and stuff, and it was so impersonal. Nobody asked me what I wanted to do. They just went, so you're good at this, you're good at that, and this is what we're going to recommend that you do. There was no kind of, you know, what actually gets you going. But to understand that somebody's from a care experience background, this has probably got slightly different motivating factors in life anyway, but that can be used for something so much more, that gives them more energy, that gives them more drive, more focus, more determination. And if you actually have the right people for somebody, then clearly with the right help, then you know you can achieve so much more. There shouldn't be a limit on what you can achieve. So yeah, that would be my third ask, is stop telling them that they can't do things.